Eight-tenths of a second. 8/10 of a second is the time of a blink of an eye. 8/10 of a second is the time it took for the world to come crashing down. 8/10 of a second is the time it took for the tank which Uriel Liwerant commanded to overturn. On January 16, 1988, Uriel was born in Yerushalayim, the third of 4 children, the only boy. The family lives in Efrat, part of the Etzion block known as Gush Etzion, a suburb 20 minutes south of Yerushalayim. Growing up, Uriel was a serious student who attained top marks. He chose to go to Neve Shmuel High School in Efrat and was readily accepted. Upon graduation, Uriel chose to continue in a Hesder yeshiva, which combines yeshiva studies with army duty. Uriel chose Yeshivat Har Etzion, located in Gush Etzion and known as the Gush, due to its suitability to his learning style. Uriel could always be found in the Bet Midrash, as he was a serious learner. One boy told how he once searched for Uriel throughout the yeshiva, but he was nowhere to be found. It turned out that he had gone on a 2-day trip with a friend to the Negev. Uriel's love of Torat Yisrael could be matched only by his love for Eretz Yisrael. Uriel was drafted into the army service in the Tank Corps, a service he was eager to do. When asked why he wanted to be drafted, Uriel responded without hesitation, "If I don't defend my country, who will?" Conditions in the army are never easy, but his fellow soldiers all say that no matter what, Uriel never complained. "This is the army," he'd say, "it's not so bad." Things never upset him. Uriel's even temperament was inspirational. He excelled as a soldier. He always performed the tasks assigned to him diligently and quickly. Somehow, Uriel managed to succeed not only with his tasks, but also had the time to help the others, whether it was preparing before inspection, preparing food, or helping others complete the long runs. Uriel put the needs of others before his own. He always volunteered. He took it upon himself to perform the jobs that no one else wanted. Uriel put the needs of the country before his own. When asked to become a tank commander, Uriel didn't really want to do it, as it meant volunteering to remain in the army an extra 4 months, and he was anxious to return to the yeshiva. In true Uriel fashion, he sacrificed his individual needs and agreed to do whatever the army needed. Uriel had that quality of quiet leadership. He always carried sweets in his pocket. Before tasks, Uriel would take his sweets, give them to his soldiers and say, "First something sweet, and then down to business." His soldiers listened to him out of respect. He led by example, always working hard to get the job done efficiently. He'd say, "We're doing this because it's expected of us, and it has to get done." And his soldiers always complied. In the early morning hours of August 5, 2009, before the break of day, the troops were in the field. The tanks were lined up in order. They were waiting to cross a mobile bridge, which was placed over a deep ditch. Only the second time this exercise was being practiced. One by one, the tanks crossed over. Uriel's was the 17th tank. As they began to cross the bridge, Uriel ordered his shooter to go down below. Only he was partially out of the tank, in accordance with the required protocol. He stretched as far as he could over the side to see if they were crossing the bridge straight. But the tank wasn't on course, and Uriel could feel it. He knew the tank was about to overturn. He ordered his crew to brace themselves. This was his last command. His troops braced themselves as they had practiced, and in less than a second, the tank flipped over. Uriel saved the lives of his soldiers. He, however, was not so fortunate. As it flipped, he was thrown from the open hatch and was killed instantly.